in the hands of one beautiful girl, Princess of Power.
Hello, my fellow Ethereans. This is Mike Jenkins back with episode 2 of the Princess of Power Comprehensive Review Series. We're talking about Bow today, the sole male figure in the Princess of Power toy line. He was released in the first wave in 1985 and essentially plays the same role as Teela from Masters of the Universe and, yes, Ken from Barbie. Bow is the romantic interest of She-Ra in the toy line. His byline is Special Friend Who Helps She-Ra, or Special Friend of She-Ra, or simply Special Friend. Bow's action feature is a beating heart. It beats for She-Ra. No doubt there, he's the love interest. Unlike some other characters, Bow was always meant to be heroic. The toy line's early designer, Justine Dancer, based the character on her father, who was her childhood hero. Notice here in Justine's early designs, Cowl, a koala-owl hybrid. Cowl was designed as a companion to Bow, a feature that would carry through to the cartoon series. Bow was introduced in the mini-comic Hidden Symbols of Mystery, which came with his action figure. In it, Catra captures him, revealing a romantic interest for him. Unfortunately for her, Bow's eyes are only for She-Ra. Though having a similar personality trait or series of traits as his Toon counterpart, Bow does not seem as extremely arrogant and self-absorbed in the mini-comics. The Master Archer is introduced in the first episode of the She-Ra series, a member of the Great Rebellion hiding out in the Laughing Swan Inn amongst visiting Horde troopers. He is voiced by George DeCenzo, who also voiced Hordak, and appears in 72 out of the 93 episodes of the series. He is given a mustache unlike his figure. Perhaps this may have been done in an effort to butch him up, since he's the only male in a mostly female toy line. Unlike the toy, Bow is not She-Ra or Dora's love interest, perhaps in an effort to distance him from comparisons to Teela. As a twist, Filmation creates a character exclusive to the show that has an ongoing budding romance with Adora, a pirate named Seahawk. Bow is a master archer. In the show, he has a vast array of magical arrows that have varying effects, and he can also perform magical tricks and small-time illusions. He also is an aspiring singer whose instrument of choice is a harp. Here is the vintage action fashion figure Bow from the 1985 toy line. He came with quite a few accessories. He had his bow, a quiver of arrows, he had a chest armor, and he had a cape. My figure here doesn't come with the headband, but he also came with a headband in the original line. The headband is actually one of the pieces that is commonly lost with this figure. I'm going to remove his weapons here, and then I'll also remove his chest armor. And this is probably more akin to what people will know from the way Bow should look, particularly in the cartoon series. This is very, very close to how Bow turned out in the show. As far as articulation, his head does the common swivel there. He's got articulation at the shoulders. He's got waist articulation. No action swivel though. And he's got articulation at the leg hips there. I'm going to take off his cape, and then we will reveal. I won't take off his cape. That's a lot of work But what we'll do is we'll show the beating heart as his action feature there. His heart beats for She-Ra. And there is the button on the back that you push to activate that action figure, or action feature. This is the 2011 release of Bo in the Masters of the Universe Classics toy line. He came with quite a few accessories, and I would say that the Four Horsemen did an awesome job on this figure. He does borrow a lot from the release of New Adventures He-Man, which would come years later in the line. But looking at his gauntlets and his boots, those are taken directly from New Adventures He-Man. Just to get some borrowed pieces or shared pieces in the line to bring costs down. He comes with a loose arrow that fits in nicely with hand sculpted to do arrow poses. He comes with his bow. He comes with a harp, an alternate head. This head is probably how a lot of fans will pose Bo, with the mustache. I typically pose Bo without the mustache to honor the vintage toy line. And then he also comes with this red plug that goes into his chest piece. They're swappable, so you can have either a generic round disc that goes into his chest piece, or you can have the standard heart. His articulation is standard. He's got the swivel head, articulation at the shoulder, articulation at the bicep, and at the elbow. He's got the swivel wrist, swivel waist. Mine's pretty tight, so it's not swiveling. I'm not going to mess with that. He's got the hip-leg articulation, and then he's got the knee articulation, and he's got the ankle articulation, which on mine is pretty limited and tight. His cape is removable. It's actually attached to the chest piece, which the chest piece itself has extra details that are taken from his vintage figure's extra piece of armor. So if anyone ever wonders why he has all this extra detailing that's not in the Filmation design, that's taken from the armor from the vintage Bo figure. And there's actually, his quill is on his back that holds his arrows that are not removable, and he's got extra detailing on the shoulders. So it's actually a pretty beautiful figure, and that is Classics Bo. And there is Bo. We took a look at his 1985 action figure, his 2011 figure, his Filmation appearance, and his mini comic appearance. Join me next time, and we will be discussing Castaspella. Make sure you hit the like button. I will be doing more videos, and make any questions and comments below. Thanks, and ta-ta for now.